What in the heck is USCIS doing instead of approving my marriage-based green card? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, and today we're talking about what happens after the green card interview. So of course, if you've come to the United States on a non-immigrant visa and you eventually marry a US citizen or a lawful permanent resident and they apply for an immigration benefit for you, you know how long that delay can take. You can wait months and months for your interview. So your case is on file, you're waiting, you get your interview notice, you're very excited, you get ready for the interview, you and your spouse start preparing, you practice for the questions at the interview, you go in and you tell the truth, you tell everything you know about your spouse, about your relationship, about why you are eligible to get your green card, why you are admissible to the United States, and why USCIS should give you that green card. And then when the interview's over, instead of telling you that the case is approved on the spot, the officer tells you these dreaded words: a decision cannot be made about your case today. A decision can't be made about my case today? Are you kidding me? I've been waiting months and months. I brought all this evidence. I've done every single thing that you've asked me to do, and you can't make a decision? That's what we're talking about in today's video. We're talking about that moment that the officer does not make the decision, and then all the things that might be happening on the back end after you go back home, after you take that little slip of paper that says a decision cannot yet be made. I know it's frustrating, I know it's surprising, I know it is not what you expected, but I'm here to give you a little bit of guidance, some things to think about what might be happening on the back end, what USCIS might be up to while you're waiting for a decision on your case. The first thing that might be happening is nothing. They might just be sitting on your case, and it might be under a pile of a bunch of other files. So quite simply, what's most likely happening on your case is nothing. These officers have hundreds and hundreds of cases. They have meetings to go to. They have investigations to run. And the fact of the matter is that there are too many cases for not enough officers. And so the very basic thing that's probably happening to your case is nothing. The next thing that could be happening is they could be doing a little bit of an investigation. They could be checking you out on social media. They could be looking at the results of your background check. They could be doing some checking online for databases, for court proceedings, things like that. They could be doing a little bit of light investigation. They may also have referred your case over to the fraud unit. Now, the fraud unit is part of USCIS, and these officers are tasked with the job of going out and trying to figure out what is going on with your case. So if there's something that the officer is suspicious about, they would ask for help from the fraud unit, because most officers don't have the time or resources to conduct their own investigations. So they would reach out to the fraud unit of USCIS, and the fraud unit might be investigating your case. Another thing that they might be doing is reaching out to other agencies. They've done your background check, but they might reach out to the State Department to figure out, how did this person enter the United States? They might reach out to Customs and Border Protection to try to see, how did you enter, what did you tell the officer when you entered, and then compare that to the answers that you gave. They may reach out to the IRS. They might be wanting to see if you indicated that you were single on your tax return, but then you're here in front of USCIS saying that you're married. So all of these things are possible. These are all things that might be happening in your case. And the last thing that might be happening is they might just be waiting. And we've seen time and time again USCIS sitting on cases because they want to see if the marriage falls apart. So if there are any of the fraud indicators, that is where the spouse was out of status at the time that they filed, or there have been multiple filings or past immigration cases, or multiple marriages, or multiple relationships that resulted in children with different partners. These are all the kinds of things that might cause USCIS to just sit on the case. And they literally just wait to see what happens. And I think that they are secretly hoping, maybe not actively hoping, but secretly hoping that the marriage falls apart. And if they just wait long enough, there's going to be enough conflict between the two spouses that the marriage ends and they don't ever have to give out that green card. That's definitely part of what's going on. I want to end the video by telling you the one thing that is not happening while your case is in this limbo, in this delayed period. And that is, they're not listening to you. They have put up all these barriers, all these ways of keeping you from being able to actually reach them. In the old days, you used to be able to make an appointment called InfoPass and go down to USCIS and actually ask an officer not necessarily the officer who's handling your case, but an officer who knows the officer who's handling your case. What in the heck is going on? They got rid of InfoPass and it doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon. They also routinely ignore inquiries from you either by email or by phone, or even when you contact members of Congress to try to figure out what's going on in your case. In fact, the one agency that's supposed to be a watchdog over USCIS, that's supposed to handle delay questions, the CIS Ombudsman, recently said that they're not even going to inquire on cases that are simply delayed, if you can believe that. So now there's really nobody monitoring the store. Nobody is watching USCIS to make sure that they adjudicate their cases in a timely manner. You may be scratching your head. You may be frustrated. That, my friends, is why you might think about filing a lawsuit. The only thing that works in our experience is filing a lawsuit. So if you've been waiting for more than 1 year since that dreaded day when you received the notice of a decision cannot yet be made, you probably need to think about suing them. These lawsuits against USCIS, for cases like this, these lawsuits work very well, and we typically get a decision in about 3 months. So you might think about that. If you have questions about this or about anything related to the fact that you don't have a final decision on your marriage-based green card case, give us a call, 314-961-8200. You can email us, info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. We'd love to see you in there. And then, of course, we have our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We had about 65 subscribers join over the weekend, and we're excited about that. We love our subscribers. We have up to 48,000. I think we're getting pretty close. We'd love it if you joined us. That way, whenever we send out a new video, you'd get updated right away. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.